Unafraid Show, Reister or Wrong. George Reister here. Yes, it is today. Greatest Unafraid Show of all time. We got a few fabulous things up for you guys today. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure that you subscribe. Send your comments in. We'll get to those. Like the feed, share the feed. What we got up for you guys today is, first of all, did you guys see Chris Dunn's fall last night? The guy who plays for the Chicago Bulls, kid from Providence. They were playing against the Warriors. He goes up for a two-hand dunk, slides off the rim, falls off the rim, falls on his face. Falls on his face. And I remember this happened to me in high school. This happened to me. We were playing at Canoga Park High School. We were playing against Dominguez Hills High School, which at that point in time had Tayshaun Prince. They had Tyson. Tyson plays with the Suns right now, big 7-footer. So we're playing against them. I get a steal. Pass the ball, get a steal. You know, scouts are there, everybody's there. So this is like a big game. And also, so I'm super excited. Get a steal, dribbling down court. Wow, I'm about to jam this. Oh my God, I'm about to stuff it on Dominguez Hills. We're playing against Tyson. We're playing against Tayshaun Prince. I go up, two hands, same way. But I like slip on the way up. I go up, bam, grab the rim, dunk the ball, slip off the rim, fall forward, bow, on the face. Oh God, it was awful. Worse than that, it was embarrassing. It was more embarrassing than anything else because the whole crowd laughed. Oh, ha, ha, ha. It was awful. It was awful. So I feel bad for Chris Dunn, but thankfully I didn't lose any teeth because that dude is going to require some serious dental work over the next day or so. That sucks. That sucks. I've broken teeth before too. No fun. But what we got up for you guys today is Tom Brady. Is Tom Brady really hurt? Reports say he hurt his hand at practice. It was a cut. They had to have x-rays negative. But this is very unpatriot-like to be giving out all this information. So do you believe Tom Brady is really hurt? Barry Bonds and Rodger Clemens are up for the Hall of Fame. The voters turn in their ballots on the 24th. January 24th. Are you in or are you out on Barry Bonds and Rodger Clemens? Facebook is making a huge mistake and doing what the NFL did. We're going to talk about that. It's going down the same path the NFL did. They're trying to hurt the business by making decisions, trying to quote unquote protect people. And it's only a small percentage of their population. And also the NFL mock draft. So we got an NFL mock draft out. Mel Kiper put his first one out, and you will not believe who he has as his first player taken. You're going to fall out dead if you have not seen this. But first, we're going to get to the Patriots. You guys make sure you swipe up, share the feed, like the feed, and most importantly, send your comments in as well. So Tom Brady, first of all, so they said that he hurt his hand at practice yesterday. They said that he hurt his hand. And the question is this true or is this like Patriots gamesmanship? Because part of me really thinks that this is some Patriots gamesmanship. They want to get into the Jaguars' head. Because this is not the Patriot way. This is not the Patriot way at all, because the NFL had to make rules for them to divulge how many players were hurt, who was really hurt, and what was going on with their injury list because they have been manipulating it for so long. So this is what the Patriots have been doing, and you expect me to believe that all of a sudden now that the Patriots are going to do the right thing and tell us all this stuff about Tom Brady. You actually believe that? No, because I'll tell you this, I don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe the Patriots are flat out lying. I think that he did hurt something. But the question is, how bad is this dude really hurt? Because at no point in time do I believe that Tom Brady is going to be affected in any way in this game. But the Patriots, they typically do this. They want to get some advantage. They need this. Like, this is what they feed off of. And it's the perfect scenario. They're playing the Jags, young team. They're up against the wall. They're the underdogs. The Jaguars are. But now Tom Brady's hurt. Now all of a sudden the Jaguars can ease up to get those young guys. Be like, oh yeah, we got him now. Get a little too overconfident. What if the backup has to come in, Brian Hoyer? Yeah, no, it's not happening, dude. Not happening. This is the same team as Spygate, spied on the team. Deflategate, which I don't think was as big a deal as the league made it, but it still happened. Headsets regularly go out in Foxborough. Yes, headsets go out. When the other team is playing against the Patriots, particularly in the playoffs, and it just happened to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers a year ago, their quarterbacks' headsets will go out. This is not the Bermuda Triangle up in Foxborough. This is a normal place with cell towers using an analog system. And you think that it just magically doesn't work? Yeah, right. Get out of here. Nobody believes it. So this is what the Patriots do. Headsets go out. Deflategate, Spygate. Melting part of the field. Because when I played there, we played there in the playoffs one year. When we came out, it was snowing. It was cold, kind of icy. This is when they still had grass. And they have coils under the bottom of the stadium to help melt the field when it was too cold. That way the ground wasn't frozen. So they melt their part of the field initially and leave ours icy. And then they turn them on late. So by the time we punt and all this stuff, the Patriots come down. And guess what? They have a nice, clean field. This is just what they do. I guess if you're not cheating, you're not trying in Foxborough. You can call it Patriot hate if you want to. But the reality is the reality. That's why people dislike the Patriots. First of all, people dislike winners on some level. People get winner fatigue, which I will totally agree. People are tired of seeing Tom Brady win. People are tired of seeing the Patriots win. But that doesn't bother me. It's kind of the smug uppityness of the Patriots. We're above everybody else. Like you're Boston, but you're above everybody else? No. Boston's a good city, but I wouldn't put them above everybody else in the country. Not at all. And the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald said that he ran into his running back. They didn't say who, because they got Burkhead, they got Dion Lewis, they got the other little fast kid. And we're supposed to believe that Tom Brady got hurt on a handoff and that there was a cut to his throwing hand. Okay, do you realize the severity of cuts? I mean, cuts are small, cuts are huge. Did this require stitches? Either way, this is... Do you know what this feels like to me? This is the Curt Schilling bloody sock game. That's what this is. The Patriots are propping up the Tom Brady lore, and they're also trying to get in the Jaguars' head. This is the Curt Schilling. If you don't remember, he's a baseball player. Had the bloody sock. Said he got stitches before the game or got his stitches out. And then there was a little bit of blood on his sock throughout the game while he's pitching. And he looks like a miraculous hero. Man, get out of here. I'm not believing it. But speaking of Curt Schilling, though, he's up for the Hall of Fame. And this is something that I am burning on, guys. I am burning on this more than anybody else. Did Tom Brady get stitches? I don't know. We shall see. I don't think that as much information as the Patriots released, which is way too much for them, they normally say lower leg injury, upper body injury. Don't say what. They went on and on about this. I do not believe that. I mean, come on, man. Like, that is way too exaggerated. But speaking of the thing I'm burning on, though, you guys swipe up, share the feed now, is Baseball Hall of Fame voting. I could not be burning on this anymore because the Hall of Fame criteria, like when you think about who should be in the Hall of Fame, who should not be in the Hall of Fame, I think there's a simple, easy test to determine whether a player should be in the Hall of Fame because different eras, different things happen. So if you go back into the 1900s, the 1920s, 1930s, 1950s, 70s, there were less home runs hit. There was less technology available for guys to work on their swings. All this stuff. For them to know analytics about pitchers, all these things. So less home runs were being hit. The game was different then. So you have to adjust for that across eras. So the litmus test, the foolproof litmus test for Hall of Fame voting is this. Can you tell the history of the game in general without that player? Or can you tell the history of this generation without this particular player? And if the answer is no, you can't tell it, then guess what? They should be in the Hall of Fame. And 3 of those guys that should be in the Hall of Fame right now are Barry Bonds, Rodger Clemens, and Curt Schilling. Those are 3 guys who absolutely have to be in the Hall of Fame. And if they are not in the Hall of Fame, you are tainting your Hall of Fame. It's just like not putting Terrell Owens in the Hall of Fame in the NFL. If you aren't putting Terrell Owens in the Hall of Fame, you are a crook of a voter. Because it hurts your game, it hurts the integrity of what you're doing. And when you look at Barry Bonds, all-time home run leader, Curt Schilling, I'm sorry, I didn't mean Curt Schilling, Rodger Clemens, best pitcher of probably the best pitcher of all time. Arguably the best pitcher of all time. And you don't want to put him in the Hall of Fame. And Curt Schilling, and you don't want to put them in because of PEDs. And then you got Curt Schilling, who you don't want to put in the Hall of Fame because you don't like. It makes no sense to me. And the reason why people don't like Curt Schilling is that he's a racist, he's this, he's that. It does not matter. You understand? It does not matter whether Curt Schilling's a racist. It doesn't matter whether he beats his wife. It doesn't matter whether he took PEDs. It doesn't matter at all. They absolutely have to go in the Hall of Fame. I was sending this out for you guys, the way you guys can see it even more, the way you can get straight to it. These guys have to be in the Hall of Fame. There is no substitute for putting them in the Hall of Fame. You have, especially when the people that you just put in, particularly Bud Selig, you just put Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame, who was the commissioner of baseball, who allowed all of this nonsense and steroid era to go on under his watch. You put him in the Hall of Fame, but you don't want to put Barry Bonds and Rodger Clemens in the Hall of Fame. Every player that has ever played against pitcher who's ever played against Barry Bonds said you could not pitch to this dude. His strike zone was extremely little. The man was, if you threw it across the plate, he was going to hit it. It was better off just to walk him. Do you understand like how phenomenal that is? And no steroids, no PEDs, no none of that can do that for you, can garner that type of respect from the people that you play against. So the argument is, oh, we have to keep them out because steroid users. No, you are tainting the legacy of your game if you do not put the best players in. If you want to put an asterisk next to their name in the Hall of Fame, say he potentially could have used PEDs, okay, whatever. But you're not going to sit up there and act like that there aren't the best players in the game because you're not protecting the integrity of the game at all. Especially when you put Bud Selig in. You got Jeff Bagwell in, who's been accused by other players of using andro. You got Mike Piazza. I mean, you got Ty Cobb in the Hall of Fame, who's a racist, an attempted murderer. Cap Anson wanted to keep the color line going on, and you let him in he's still in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it makes no sense. Like this feels like and like this, where we've gotten to in this country being extremely soft, because you have to let people in the Hall of Fame no matter what they've done personally. It is not about what you did as a person. Good guys do not belong in the Hall of Fame. Great players belong in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it is It's absolutely incredible. Like, people want to put good dudes in the Hall of Fame. No, if you want to start a good dude Hall of Fame, take the Walter Payton Man of the Year that they give out in the NFL and create a Walter Payton Hall of Fame for the Man of the Year. Create a Man of the Year Hall of Fame. But don't try to mess up the actual game. Like, here's where people are upset about politics being involved in sports. This is another element of politics, which is excluding the greatest players in the game from the Hall of Fame because they don't match your personal agenda. They don't match what you want, what you think the quote-unquote integrity of the game means. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can't make me make sense of not putting the best players in the Hall of Fame. Wade Boggs had an affair. He's a sex addict. So he's a bad guy. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Babe Ruth, womanizer, alcoholic, all these things. Yes, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the list goes on and on. And then to go on to Curt Schilling. So Curt Schilling used to work for ESPN. He posted some outrageous Facebook messages about Muslim people, about some borderline racist stuff and all this. And then now he's being kept out of the Hall of Fame. Because when you look at the projections, for the Hall of Fame, the people who are for sure going to get in this year are going to be Chipper Jones, who deserves it. He'll finish at about 97, 98%, which I don't understand why people wouldn't put him at 100. But that's just gross. I mean, that's just gross mismanagement by the people who are writers. Vladimir Guerrero, he's going to get mid-90s. Jim Tomei is going to get mid-90s as well. Trevor Hoffman should get in. He's at 81% right now. Well, should finish at about 81%. And Edgar Martinez should finish at about 75%. Then after that, the guys who are questionable, Mike Mussina, Rodger Clemens, Curt Schilling, and Barry Bonds are all going to finish probably a little sub 60%. And you need 75% to get into the Hall of Fame. Can anybody give me a good reason that these guys shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? Oh, they robbed the game. They cheated the game. No, the game was not cheated. They were playing on a level playing field. They saved the game after the 94 strike. They saved the game of baseball, and then baseball has the audacity to turn its back on its players and say, "Ooh, look what you did. I cannot believe you guys use these steroids. Cannot believe you use these PEDs. Fool, you let them. You knew it was happening." It's sickening. It is absolutely sickening when people turn their back and act like they did nothing wrong, like they weren't a part of it at all, when you were. It's absolutely outrageous. Isn't Willie McCovey the one not allowing Bonds in? No. Willie McCovey alone cannot allow. No, yeah, and you're not thinking about the right person. You're thinking about Joe Morgan. He doesn't want Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. But it's the writers. There's 400 or so writers who vote for the Hall of Fame. 400. A lot of these people haven't covered baseball in a while. They're retooling it. Once they get this young blood in, hopefully they will see the light and realize what's going on. And I'm burning on that. I mean, that is just... I don't understand. It's like we want to take OJ out of the College Football Hall of Fame and the Pro Football Hall of Fame because he's potentially a murderer. No, it does not matter. Sorry. You can judge him as a person, but in terms of sports, he's one of the best ever. And he should be in the Hall of Fame. There are no character clauses for the Hall of Fame. Oh, God. I know that makes me sound like a person who's not compassionate and all this because I don't want players excluded out of the Hall of Fame that are the best players. They say, oh, all you care about is sports. You don't care about people and humans. I do care about them, but I don't care about them in the Hall of Fame. Should I care if Tom Brady is the worst husband in the history of husbands when it comes to Hall of Fame voting? No, not at all. Because what does it do? It honors you for what you did in the game. Should I care if If Jerry Rice got a divorce from his wife, if he beat his kid, if he did any of that, nope. I do not care. Do I care if he's endorsing products or whatever, if I'm a company? Of course. Of course I care about that image. But when it comes to the Hall of Fame, it's not one of those things. It's not part of the criteria of being a quote-unquote good guy. Good guys don't get in the Hall of Fame. Winners do. Champions do. Great players do. Stop being weak. We got Facebook. Facebook is being weak right now. They are going down the same path as the NFL went down. Same path that Major League Baseball with the Hall of Fame is going down. Same thing the Pro Football Hall of Fame is going down. They're getting too political. They're letting political stuff, personal stuff, get in the way of the game, get in the way of their sport. Football did it in the way. I'm not talking about Colin Kaepernick. Football did it with trying to adjudicate legal matters and acting like a legal entity. Trying to suspend players when they've either had pending legal cases or after their legal cases have been adjudicated and then wanting to suspend them after. Absolutely insane. Football screwed up when it did that. Started out with Michael Vick, screwed up with that. They screwed up with Tom Brady, screwed up with Ezekiel Elliott, screwed up with Adrian Peterson. It's not to say that these players didn't do anything wrong. It's to say that the NFL had no business trying to act like a legal entity because it's not. They quote unquote investigate cases, all of this stuff. That's for the police to do. That is not for the league to do. I don't want the league doing that. I want to watch my sport. I don't want the players suing the league regularly, almost on a year in and year out basis, wondering if Ezekiel Elliott's going to play this week, wondering if Tom Brady's going to play this week. No, I don't want that as a fan. That sucks. And that's what Facebook is doing. They're trying to censor what you watch. You may be watching this on Facebook now. They're trying to censor it because to help your general health and well-being out. Because according to Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook's studies, they have found out that, or have discovered in their minds, that they have discovered that if you see more posts from your friends and family, that you're more likely to feel better than more news posts from actual news organizations. That you're more likely to feel better. And that's completely wrong. You're trying to make a business decision on a small segment of your population on how they feel. On how they feel. Instead of understanding that you have a business, that you have something great, but then there are some negative consequences associated with that. And I know that like you did something to create something great and something positive, and overall it is. However, there are going to be some knuckleheads that screw it up. Like if you're a mom or dad who has kids. If you have a kid, you love your kid, grow them up, raise them up. Let's say that kid gets in trouble. You yourself as a parent are going to feel bad because you're like, oh my God, I raised this kid. I have to be responsible for this on some kind of way. I have to find a way to make this right. I have to do something. There's natural that you feel like that. Social media, it was created to connect people, to grow, to make the world smaller, to give a voice to the voiceless, and but then also now people live stream crimes. They live stream killing themselves. They do all these things. It's a negative consequence associated with something positive, but then you can't turn around and come back and censor that same thing. You can't get rid of kids because a kid committed a crime, because some kids commit crimes. No, it's just the nature of the business, and you have to be able to deal with it. And truth be told, you can't mitigate it. Like you can't stop people from doing these things. Whether it's white supremacy, pedophiles, live streaming crimes, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to stop it, unfortunately. So changing your business policies to filter news, to quote unquote stop fake news, is not going to do it, because people get the majority of their information from Facebook. So they are going to spread it to their friends and family like they do now. So yes, you may get less from news organizations, but that means that you're more likely to get fake news from the people around you. It's insanity. Like we live in a world where we want to do the best by people. Okay, that's great. But truthfully, you can't stop all crime. You can't stop everybody from doing the wrong things. And you can't stop positive things from being misused. You just can't. People are going to, like, if you give somebody a spoon, right? A spoon is a very positive utensil. You can eat with it. You can scrape with it. You can do all sorts of things. Useful things. You can do things around the house that are very positive with a spoon. Yep. Love spoons. But also, spoons have been used to kill people. You can use a spoon, bend it down, put a little dope in it, heat it up. Now all of a sudden a spoon is now a tool used to destroy your body, destroy families, destroy the community, all those things. That doesn't make spoons bad. That makes the people who use spoons bad. So you can't stop selling spoons because people use spoons to sell dope. I'm sorry, to get high. That's the point. Is that there is no perfect solution. So Facebook, YouTube, or whoever censoring people, censoring what people see is completely wrong. Because what you're going to do is journalists and reporters from countries who are at risk are going to be silenced. They're not going to be seen as much. And also, people who are seeking truth can now, because if you make this line here, where's the other line? Because then once governments and everybody can try to influence what is said, what's done, there is no power check. Just like when the Washington Post printed the papers on Vietnam. Same thing. When they posted about Watergate, when they printed about Watergate, same thing. You have to have people held accountable and held in check. And some of that is going to be misused. It sucks, but you can't stop it. Unless you shut Facebook down, unless you shut Twitter down, you're not going to be able to stop it. And truth be told, if you shut them down, something else will pop up. They'll find another way to communicate. They will. They will find another way to do it. So the internet is not doing the bad thing. It's bad people doing the wrong thing on the internet. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, man. So, but what we got today, so we've already covered Facebook and all of that stuff, what they're doing, like the NFL. The Tom Brady and the Patriots trying to get a mental advantage over the Jaguars. And also the Hall of Fame voting, how that is just absolutely outrageous. The Hall of Fame voting not letting Barry Bonds, Rodger Clemens, and Curt Schilling in, absolutely criminal, and it's wrong. You guys, thank you guys for joining me today. Unafraid Show, right or wrong. Right or wrong. We'll be back in a little bit. We got something good for you guys today. We'll hit them up. Peace out.